Under normal circumstances, there would have been a series of activities hosted by the Ministry of Amerindian Affairs for the Indigenous Heritage Month. However, due to COVID-19 and the health guidelines that must be adhered to curb the spread of the disease, social gatherings are prohibited, but the show must go on. This is evident as plans for Indigenous Heritage Month are following suit of the other major activities in 2020 and is set to be observed virtually. Senior member of the Amerindian Peoples Association, or the Association of the Padawong Amok, Michael McGarren, disclosed that discussions are currently ongoing with the Ministry of Amerindian Affairs on the matter.
From what we can see right now is that there will be activities which will limit participation, like physical participation of persons. So it means that we would have to take a more virtual approach. And we are thinking that one of the best benefits of something like this is that we can have educational awareness sessions. It could be like webinars on Indigenous history, Indigenous heritage, so that others can learn more about Indigenous peoples.
He expressed hope that more persons can participate in the virtual sessions. Meanwhile, in 2019, the heritage observances were held under the theme Maintaining Traditional Practices While Promoting a Green Economy. And while this year's theme is not yet confirmed, McGarren disclosed that with the Indigenous population's battle with the COVID-19 pandemic and their innovative use of traditional herbs to overcome the disease, he hinted that it may be something that speaks to the resilience of the Indigenous people.
That is having significant impacts on our people, not just in Guyana, but across the Amazon. We have seen where many Indigenous peoples are being decimated because of the COVID-19. However, we have also seen the resilience of Indigenous peoples fighting the COVID-19, and we hear stories of communities using traditional medicines as well to help fight the virus, which is a good thing. It shows that Indigenous peoples are fighting back as well. Early on in the year, you would have seen communities shutting down, locking their borders in an effort to isolate themselves, so as to protect themselves. So the theme will be something around resilience.
McGarren highlighted the significance of the observance, stating that many of his Indigenous brothers and sisters have been losing their identity, and Heritage Month helps with restoring their sense of being and pride.
It creates a space where young people coming up can learn more about their history, where people can learn more about their heritage, their culture, their traditions. And we believe that this is the way forward. I mean, Indigenous peoples have lived in these lands for many generations, and sometimes they're disconnected. Like we're finding them more disconnecting from their heritage, and this is a perfect opportunity to help to remind them so that they can reflect on their past and see how it is that they can move forward as well.
However, the Ministry of Amerindian Affairs is awaiting the transition of the new administration and budgetary allocations to move ahead with its plans. September is designated Indigenous Heritage Month, which recognizes Guyana's First Peoples and celebrate their culture and contributions to the country. The very first Indigenous Heritage Month was birthed by former President Chadi Jagan on September 10, 1995, the day on which Stephen Campbell became Guyana's first Indigenous Member of Parliament. On August 9, the International Day of Indigenous Peoples was also observed. For the HGP Nightly News, I'm Amel Griffith.